Good morning, students. Our today's topic in the subject of Mathematics D3 in the class of O level is Further Trigonometry. So concentrate yourself. Suppose this is a right angle triangle. Okay. Suppose here is theta. So the sine theta will be equal to perpendicular over hypotenuse. Cos theta is equal to base over hypotenuse, and tan theta is equal to perpendicular over base. The next concept is when we have quadrants. This is called first quadrant, this is second, this is third, and this is fourth. Here is 0 degree, here is 90, 180 degree, 270 degree, and here comes again 360 degree. So remember one thing, the first quadrant is, you have to remember one sentence. So I'll write it here. All students take chemistry. So you have to remember, you have to learn this sentence. So all stand for all, A. Students stand for S. Take stand for T. And chemistry stands for C. So the thing is, here all trigonometrical ratios will be positive. All trigonometrical ratios are all sine, cos and tan. In this quadrant, S stands for sine. So sine will be positive and these two quantities will be negative in this quadrant. T stand for tan. Tan will be positive in this quadrant and sine and cos will be negative. And in this quadrant, C stand for cos. So cos will be positive, sine and tan will be negative in the fourth quadrant. So here are two formulas which you have to learn further. And the formulas are sine 180 minus theta is equal to sine theta. And the second formula is cos 180 minus theta is equal to minus cos theta. So these are further two formulas which you have to remember. The reason is 180 minus. So here is 180. So 180 minus something will be in the second quadrant. That's why the sine theta is positive in the second quadrant. And again 180 minus theta stands for the second quadrant and cos will be negative in the second quadrant. Here are two questions that will make your concepts more clear. Express the following in terms of the trigonometrical ratios of the acute angles. So first we have to represent these two angles into acute. Right now they are obtuse angles. So here are more concepts. If theta is lesser than 90 degree, that will be acute angle. And if theta is greater than 90 degree and lesser than 180 degree, that will be obtuse angle. So right now the questions which are given are in obtuse angles. The first thing that is required, represent them in acute angles. So look now, sine 125. So sine will be written as it is, and in place of 125 we will write 180 minus 55, because 180 minus 55 is equal to 125. But according to the concept, here is the concept. So here is theta. If sine 180 minus theta is there, that will be equal to sine theta. So 55 is in place of the theta. So that's why it will be equal to sine 55. So we have done the first thing, that we have represented this obtuse angle into acute angle. The next thing that is required, and hence find their values. So now on the calculator we will find this value, sine 55. So sine 55 is equal to 0.819. So this is the answer. Okay, in the second question, again we are required first to represent this obtuse angle into acute angle. So look now, cos 180 minus 44, because cos 180 minus 4 is equal to 136. So this is the concept which is going to be applied now. So 180 minus theta, cos 180 minus theta is equal to minus cos theta. So 44 is in place of the theta now. So minus cos 44 degree. So half of the question is done. We have represented this obtuse angle into acute angle. And next requirement is hence find their values. So cos 44. The answer is 0.719. So this minus is still there, and 0.719. So this is the answer. Other question is here, given that x is greater than or equal to 0 degree and lesser than or equal to 180 degree. Find the possible values of x if sin x is equal to 0.5 and cos x is equal to minus 0.866. So concentrate yourself. If this kind of the question comes in the paper, the method to solve it. First you have to make the quadrants. And because sine is positive, sine's value is positive, so from here we can see sine is positive in first and second quadrant. So we will draw lines in the first and second quadrant. So the function of the positive thing was to determine the quadrant. So because sine was positive, listen again, because sine is positive, and from the quadrant, from the concepts, we can see that sine is positive in first and second quadrant. So we will draw lines in the first and second quadrant. Now the next step will be, we will find the basic angle. So we will put basic angle here, alpha, alpha. So sine inverse 0.5. So find it on the calculator. So sine inverse 0.5. The answer is 30. So the basic angle is 30 degree. Now again we will go to the original angle, that is x. So x is equal to this angle, that is 30 degree. And when we will move from here to here, so that will be equal to 180 minus alpha, that is equal to 150. So make an other step. So look now, from here the basic angle x will be equal to alpha. So we have to move from the 0 degree angle. So here is 0, here is 90, here is 180, here is 270, and that again 360. Because limit is, again look carefully, limit is 0 to 180. So we will move only up to 180. So basic original angle x will be equal to, we will move from 0 degree, so it will be equal to alpha. And second angle from here to here will be equal to 180 minus alpha. And in the next step we will put the values of alpha here. So alpha is 30 degree, and here 180 minus 30. So in the next step, that is the last step, 30 degree and 150 degree are the answers. Likewise in this question, first we will make the quadrants. So because cos is negative, So look now, we will move only up to 180 degree. It means only first and second quadrant are under observation. So cos is negative and cos is negative in the second quadrant because cos is positive in the first quadrant, negative in the second quadrant. So we will draw line only in the second quadrant, and here will be the basic angle alpha. So the function of the negative sign is finished now, because the function of the positive and negative sign will be to determine the quadrants. Next step will be we will find the basic angle now. That will be equal to cos inverse 0.866. So find it on the calculator. So cos inverse 0.866, that is equal to 30 degree. Okay. Now we will go to the original angle, that is x, and we will start from 0 degree. So x will be equal to 180 minus alpha. We will put the value of alpha now. So 180 minus 30 degree will be equal to 150 degree. So this is the answer. The next thing that we are going to read in the further trigonometry is the area of the triangle. So suppose here is a triangle, that is A, B and C. The side opposite to A will be small a, opposite to B is small b, and opposite to C is small c. And here is A angle, here is B angle, and here is C angle. So area of the triangle will be equal to, concentrate now, 1 by 2 into BC into sine of internal angle. So internal angle will be A. So look now, 1 by 2 into BC into internal angle, sine of internal angle. We may take the other side also. So 1 by 2 into AC into sine B. And we may take these sides also, 1 by 2 into AB into sine C. So the thing to remember is adjacents the sides and the sine of internal angles. So 1 by 2 into BC into sine of A. So this is the original idea. So look now, here is the question that will make your concepts more clear. Find the area of the triangle ABC if A is 12.4 centimeter, B angle is 43 degree, and C is 9.8. So first we will make the triangle. So for example, here is A, B and C. The side opposite to A is given, that is 12.4. Okay, C, opposite to C is given 9.8 centimeter. And B angle is given, that is 43 degree. So this is the triangle now. Now you can see two sides and their internal angle is given. So we can find the area of the triangle. Area of triangle ABC is equal to 1 by 2 C, this is A. So 1 by 2 AC into sine of B. So putting values into the formula, 1 by 2 into A is 12.4 into C is 9.8 and sine of B, and B is 43 degree. So now we will solve these values onto the calculator now. So 12.4 into 9.8, 12.4 into 9.8 into sine of 43 equal divided by 2. So 41.44. 41.44 4, 4, and the unit is centimeter and area is in unit square. So centimeter square is the answer. Here is another question. In the triangle PQR, P angle is 104 and PQ is equal to 2 times of PR. If the area of the triangle PQR is 12.5 centimeter square, find PR. So look now. Here is triangle PQR. Okay. And PQ is 2 times of PR. Here is PQ. Suppose if this is X, so this will be 2 times and PR is X. So this is X. So look here. If PR is X, PQ is 2 times of the X. And the angle P is given 104. So this is given 104 degree. Okay, from here you can see two sides are given and their internal angle is given. So area of triangle PQR is equal to 1 by 2 into sides into sine of internal angle, that is sine 104 degree, and the area of the triangle is given, that is 12.5. So 12.5. Okay, this 2 will be cancelled by this. So x square sine 104 is given on the right hand side. Okay, this sine 104 will come to the denominator of the 12.5, will be equal to x square, and from here you can find the value of x square, that is 12.5 divided by sine 104. So the answer is 12.88. So x square is 12.88. Now the requirement is find PR. Actually PR is x, so we will take the square root of both sides. So left hand side square root will give us x and right hand side square root will give us 3.59. And because the unit used in the question is centimeter square, so this is centimeter. So this is the answer. Another concept for the area of the triangle. Suppose if 3 sides are given, then the formula for the area of the triangle is S into S minus A into S minus B into S minus C whole square root, where S is equal to A plus B plus C whole divided by 2, where small ABC are the sides. Opposite to capital A is small a, opposite to B is small b, and opposite to C is small c. So look now here, if we are given a triangle ABC in which this side is 4 centimeter, this side is 6 centimeter, and this side is 8 centimeter. And if we are required to find the area of this triangle, so then this concept will be used. So look now. First we will find the S, that will be equal to A plus B plus C whole divided by 2. Now we will put values into it. So 4 plus 6 plus 8, because this is small a, this is small b, and this is small c. So 4 plus 6 plus 8 divided by 2. So this will be 18 divided by 2, that is 9. So now we will put the formula of the area of triangle ABC that is equal to s into s minus a into s minus b into s minus c whole square root. So putting values into it, so s is 9. So 9 into 9 minus a is 4 into 9 minus b is 6 into 9 minus c is 8 whole square root. So 9 into 5 into 3 into 1. So solve it on this calculator now. So 15 nines are 135 square root, and 135 square root is 11.62. Unit used is centimeter, so it is centimeter square. So this is the answer. The next thing that we are going to read in the further trigonometry is sine rule. So if this is a triangle ABC, the side opposite to capital A is small a, the side opposite to B is small b, and the side opposite to C is small c. So the sine rule is A over sine A is equal to B over sine B is equal to C over sine C. So this is the sine rule. So here is a question in the triangle ABC. So now we will draw a triangle ABC. Okay, A angle is 67.6. B angle is 45.5. And C is 7.6. The side opposite to C is 7.6. Okay, find C angle. Okay, look now. So, because two angles are given and we know the sum of the angles of a triangle is 180 degree. So, A plus B plus C is equal to 180 degree. So, putting values into it, A is 67.6, B is 45.5, and C is the requirement, is equal to 180 is as it is. So these two will go to the right hand side and will subtract from 180 degree. So C will be equal to 180 minus 67.6 minus 45.5 is equal to 66.9 degree. So first thing is done. Now the requirement is the lengths of A and B. So now we are going to apply this sine rule. So we know A over sine A is equal to B over sine B. So because these three are equal with each other, so we may take any two of the equal. You may take these two equal, you may take these two equal, or you may take these two equal, because all three values are equal with each other. So now putting values into it, A is the requirement over sine A, so sine 67.6 is equal to B. Okay, B is also missing. So you may take here C over sine C. So C, the side opposite to C is 7.6. So we are taking these two equal. So C is 7.6 over sine C, sine 66.9. From here you can see that this value will go to the right hand side. So 7.6 into Sine 67.6 divided by sine 66.9. The answer is 7.64. So A is 7.64. Unit is centimeter. Okay, now you may take these two values equal. A over sine A is equal to B over sine B. Now putting values into it, A is missing. Rather, A is here now, 7.64. Over sine A is sine 67.6 is equal to B. B is missing. Over sine B. That is 45.5. This value will multiply with 7.64. 7.64 multiplied by sine 45.5 divided by sine 67.6. Answer is 5.89 centimeters. So this is the answer. The next thing that we are going to read in the further trigonometry is cosine rule. So concentrate yourself. In any triangle, three angles are there. So suppose we have actually plotted A, B, C triangle. The side opposite to A is small a, the side opposite to B is small b, and the side opposite to C is small c. So three angles and three sides are there in a triangle. So look now, cosine rule. There are three different types or their forms of the cosine rule. So if this A angle is involved, the side opposite to A angle will be subtracted. Now look, cos A will be equal to B square plus C square minus A square over the singular form of these two will be multiplied with 2. So look now again, the side opposite to A angle will be subtracted and the other two sides square will be added, and the sides which are added will be in singular form multiplied with 2. So likewise cos B. So it will be equal to A square plus C square minus B square over 2AC. Likewise, the cos C will be equal to A square plus B square minus C square over 2AB. So there are three forms of the cosine rule. Here is a question. So concentrate yourself. In triangle ABC, A is equal to 8 centimeter, B is equal to 9 centimeter, and C is equal to 12 centimeters. So look now, here is a triangle A, B, C. The side opposite to A is 8 centimeter. The side opposite to B is 9 centimeter. And the side opposite to C is 12 centimeter. Okay, the requirement is find the size of the smallest angle. So I'm giving you another important concept. The angle opposite to the largest side is the largest angle. The angle opposite to medium size will be the medium angle, and the angle opposite to the smallest side will be the smallest angle. So out of these three sides, this is the smallest. It means this will be the smallest angle. So it means we want to find angle A. So if three sides are given, cosine rule will be applied if one angle is required. So look now, because A is required, so this form of the cosine rule will be applied. So cos A is equal to B square plus C square minus A square over 2BC. Now values will be applied into it. So B is 9, so 9 square is 81, plus C is 12, 12 square is 144, minus A is 8, so 8 square is 64, divided by 2 into B is 9, and C is 12. So first we will solve it. So 81 plus 144 minus 64 is 161, divided by 18 into 12 is 216. So solving it, 161 divided by 216 is 0.745. So cos will be inverse to give you the angle A. So cos inverse 0.745. So shift cos 41.8 degree, 41.81. So this is the smallest angle. Okay, students, our next topic in the further trigonometry is very important. So you have to concentrate a lot. This is one of the tough topic in trigonometry, that is called bearing. So for bearing, you have to be careful for 3 points. Number one, north direction will be involved, because you know east, west, north, south. So north direction will be involved. Number two, clockwise direction will be there, will be involved in solving the question. No anti-clockwise movement. Okay, clockwise direction will be done in the solving of bearing. And number three, 3-digit answer should be written. So these are the 3 points which we have to care for solving the bearing. So look now, here is a question that will make your concepts more clear about the topic. The statement is, state the bearing of A from O. Okay, so be very careful from O. Whatever is written from O, so at that thing, north direction should be drawn. So at O, already north direction is drawn. So A's bearing is required. So look now, from here, clockwise direction will be there. So look now, here is A and we have reached A. So it means, so the angle which is given is already, it will be equal to the bearing of A from O. So first part is done, that is 55 degree. So look now, I have written the answer in 3-digit form. This is very important. North direction, clockwise direction, north direction, clockwise direction, and the 3-digit answer should be written. Okay, the next thing, B from O. So look now, I will draw the figure again. So here is B, and this is the angle given, 25. Okay, now B from O. So we will draw north direction on O. This was O. So this is the north direction. Okay, from north direction now, listen again. From O. So we will draw north direction at O. So here is O, north direction. Now from here, We will move clockwise direction and will reach B. So look now from here to here. This is the angle which we want. And as you know, the angle of one quadrant is 90°. Twos will be 180°. Here, three quadrants are there, so 270°. And in 270°, this 25° which is already given will be added to give us the complete bearing. So 270 plus 25 will be equal to 295° is the bearing of B from O. Okay, the next part is O from A. So I'll draw the figure again. So we want A now and O. So from A, so only A will be drawn. Here is A and this angle is 55°. Okay, now look from O. So it means we will draw north direction at A. So here is A. So look now, I'm drawing north direction at A. So here is the north direction. So we will move from here now, and here is A's line. So actually up to here, this is the required angle. So look now, if this is 55°, according to alternate angles, this will also be 55°. So this is 180 because two quadrants are there. So 180 plus 55. That will be equal to 235°. So this is the answer of, this is the bearing of O from A. Okay, D part, O from B. So again, we have to draw the figure. So here is B and O. So only B will be drawn now. So here is B and this is given 25°. Okay. Now from B, so we will draw the north direction at B. So look now, this is north direction drawn at B. Okay, so O from B. So actually we need this angle. So starting from here and touching the B's line. So if this is 25, this will also be 25 according to alternate angles. So this bearing of O from B will be 90 plus 25. So 90 plus 25 will be equal to 115°. So this is the answer because all the answers are in 3-digit form. So these are the answers. Here is a question. So concentrate yourself. 3 points A, B and C are on the level ground such that B is due north of A. The bearing of C from A is 46° and the bearing of C from B is 125°. If the distance between A and B is 200 meters, calculate the distance of C from A. Okay, concentrate yourself such that B is due north of A. So it means if here is B A, so B is due north. So here is here will be B. Here is A because it is given that B is due north of A. So definitely here is north direction. Okay, the bearing of C from A is 46. The bearing of C from A is 46. Okay, C will be here then because the bearing of C from A is 46° and the bearing of C from B so This is north direction. So C from B. So C from B will be this angle, and this is 125 degree. Okay. If the distance between A and B is 200, this is 200 meter given, and the requirement is calculate the distance of C from A. So this thing is required. Okay. So look now, if this is 125, you know the angle of the straight line is 180 degree. So this will be 55 degree. Okay, this thing is required. So this over this and this will be equal over this. So you know the sum of the angles of the triangle is 180 degrees. So we are going to find the C angle first. So solution: A plus B plus C is equal to 180 degree. So C is required. So C will be equal to 180 minus A minus B. So 180 minus 46 minus 55 is equal to 79. So this angle is 79 degree. So now we are able to solve it now. Sine rule can be applied. So AC over sine 55. So this angle is 79. Okay, now AC over sine 55 is equal to, so you can apply this over this. So 200 over sine 79. So sine 55 will go there, will give us the answer of AC. So sine 55 multiplied by 200 divided by sine 79. Answer is 166.90. So unit used is meters. So this is the answer. Here is another question. A boat 20 kilometers from a point P to an island Q on a bearing of 150 degree. It then sailed another 30 kilometers on a bearing of 50 degree to a lighthouse R. Calculate the distance of the lighthouse from P. So the thing which is tough in the questions of bearing is to draw the figure. So look now, a boat 20 kilometers from a point P to island Q at a bearing of 150 degree. So this is the key point. So suppose here is P. So here is north direction. So the bearing is 150 degree. So it means Q will be here somewhere. So here is Q. So here is P. So because bearing is 150 degree. Okay, and the distance is 20 kilometer. So this is 20 kilometer distance. It then sailed another 30 kilometer on a bearing of 50 degree. So look now, again we will draw north direction here. So now the bearing is 50 degree to lighthouse R. So because here will be somewhere here will be R, because the bearing is 50 degree. And this is 50 degree. Okay, 30 kilometer, and this distance is given 30 kilometer. Okay, calculate the distance of the lighthouse. So lighthouse is R. So lighthouse from P. So actually this distance is required. Okay. So look now. Up to here is 150 degrees. So this angle will be 30 degree. And according to alternate angles, if this is 30 degrees, so this angle will also be 30 degree. So it means we have Q full angle, that is equal to 30 plus 50 degree, that is equal to 80 degree. Okay, now in this triangle you may see one side is given, second side is also given, and third side is required. So three sides are involved and one angle is given. So whenever three sides and one angle is involved in any triangle, then cosine rule will be applied. So look now, because Q is given, so cos Q and triangle is PQR, so that's why P square plus R square minus Q square over 2PR will be the cosine rule that will be used in this triangle. So now applying the values, Q angle is 80 degree, so cos 80 is equal to P. The side opposite to P is 30, so 30 square is 900 plus R. The side opposite to R is 20, so 20 square will be 400 minus Q side is given, is the requirement, so Q square divided by 2PR. P is 30, R is 20. So 30 into 20. So solve it on the calculator now. So 900 plus 400, 1300 minus Q square is still there in the denominator. 2 3s are 6, 6 2s are 1200, and on the left hand side cos 80. So cos 80 degree is 0.174. So this 1200 will be multiplied by this one. It will give 208.38. On the right hand side is 1300 minus Q square. This Q square will come to the left hand side. So 1300 minus 208.38. It is 1091.62. Taking square roots of both sides, because side cannot be negative, so we will take the positive value only. So 33.04, because unit is used kilometer, so this is kilometer. So this is the required answer.